Hey y'all, what's poppin'? What's going on? What's up? How y'all doing tonight? So tonight we have Celeste. She is a spoken word artist. And we're gonna speak with her tonight and get some insight on her musical journey and where she's heading with her art. All right, y'all. So welcome in, Celeste. Welcome in, Celeste. Come on in. Hey, how you doing? Hey, nice to meet you. You came in good?
Yes, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
All right, great. Well, get comfortable and say hi to my viewers. Yes, and her IG is at XO Celestial Purpose, y'all. So go follow her right now on Instagram. All right, so we're going to chat with her a little bit about her journey with her art and her creative side. Celeste, nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So tell my viewers a little bit about yourself. Tell them a little bit about you.
I first started doing poetry 3 years ago. My first performance was actually at a church pageant show. So that's where I got exposure at first. And I felt the need to educate people, empower people, and heal them.
Well, that sounds interesting. So how did you get into actually writing? Like, what inspires you to write music and get creative?
When I look at the Bible and I see the word play in the book of Psalms, and I see the life events that are going on in the world, I get inspired by reading that and bringing people to get acknowledged about the life events and what's going on.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Wow. So, all right. So tell us, how long you've been studying and how long you've been writing so far, and where do you want to take your creative ideas and thoughts?
So I've been doing it for 3 years now, and I eventually want to do submissions for the Poetry League. Hopefully by 2022.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that, and while you're at that, tell us about some upcoming projects that you have coming out and what you're working on.
So right now I'm working on a book. I eventually want it to be between 26 pages to 40 pages. That whole project, it's an accumulation of teaching spoken word and recording your work, and also writing your own book and having a body of work to submit for the Poetry League.
Tell me a little bit about the Poetry League. What is that about, and who's the leader for that? How'd you get involved with that?
So I actually found out about it online, and I did some research, and I saw that if you are already a poet, that you can perform for people for free, or when you do perform for people, if they ask you and they invite you, it's no cost. As long as you're accepted into the league, and there's requirements depending on if you're a writer or if you're a spoken word artist. So there's a difference between the two.
Okay, that sounds interesting. And what do you have coming up? You were telling me earlier about you have something coming up in Scarborough, a panel of poets. You want to tell my viewers a little bit about that and how maybe they can get involved in that?
Yes, so there's going to be a panel of poets in January at Scarborough Town Center. So that's going to be exciting, hearing everybody's work and listening to their journey through their poems.
Okay, and who could they get at to find out more about that, or just even to get involved in that? Who could they you want to tell them who they can get at?
Yes, Paulina O'Keefe on Instagram. She is the one choosing the artists to go on stage at Town Center in January.
Okay, and what's her IG?
At Paulina O'Keefe.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah, so you must be super excited about that. Finally getting out, because we're all in the house, and it's been a rough 9 months with this whole COVID situation and us being sheltered in home. So now getting out at least and socializing, get your socializing skills back on, and just, indulging in your craft must be really exciting. So tell me a little bit about what you have worked on, like in the past, something that you have done that you want to tell us about that you were successful at.
So I actually worked with Canvas programs, and what I loved about them is the book that we created. It was me amongst 10 other girls, 10 other females, and it was mostly about consent. So the topic was on consent, and we each had a page in the book, and it was me and 10 other girls, and it was for girls that were vulnerable and at risk. And so they gave them the opportunity to perform and to get exposure, to express themselves. And I was really grateful to be a part of that, because the people that designed the book, they were actually in a homeless shelter. So the youth that designed the book and actually published it, they got a percentage of what the cost of the book was when it came out.
Wow, that sounds very exciting and to be a part of. Wow, that's amazing. So do you want to tell us about anybody else that you work with that you want to promote? Somebody, like people on IG that they can maybe reach out to find other links of how to get into being a poet, how to start writing a poet, how to become writing poetry. What do you think?
So Aliyah Midvita on Instagram, and also Cassandra Myers. Yes, I started with them. Also, I'm trying to remember her name. Ayla. You can follow them to get more in touch with Canvas programs and how to get exposure, to go to more open mics, and to perform your body of work.
Interesting. And I just want to touch a little bit about where you're from. Sorry, we didn't really get into that too deep. Where are you from? Like, what part of Toronto are you from, and what's your background? Where were you raised?
So my background is actually Guyana, but I was raised in Scarborough. So 20 years, and that's where every experience that I had from Scarborough actually helped me to write with like different life events that I see going on from where I live.
Amazing. We kind of have a same journey growing up, actually we're neighbors, actually, guys. We grew up in the same area. From the same area, same amount of 20 years. I've been living actually in this community as well. So we have a lot of milestones that kind of connect, and it's so funny how we met, you guys, because we have been neighbors, just saying hi, good morning, and for years. And then it's just as funny, like when things started coming together for me, I connected with this young lady, and we talked politics, we talked a whole bunch of different topics, and then we finally got into the whole creative side and music, and then I told her what I was doing, and then here she is now. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm really thankful for our relationship, and we're meeting, and it's really great working with you.
Thank you. I was really grateful to just connect with you and to network with you and to learn from you, because we're both reaching our own milestones in our own different ways, and we have a path that we're reaching towards every day.
Definitely. I'm totally feeling that. Yeah. So you guys, all right. So here she is. To check her out on IG. It's at XO Celestial Purpose. You guys go follow her right now. Check out her work that she's working on, and she's going to be also doing some work in January at in a showcase for a panel of poets, they called it. And you can also go follow. It's at Paulina O'Keefe. Paulina O'Keefe. You can follow her to find more info about that. All right, and stay locked, you guys. Thank you for listening tonight, and have a blessed night. Bye. Peace. Take care.